Let's welcome Daniel.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. My name is Daniel. Today, my presentation is about the famous basketball player, LeBron James. Before I start my presentation, I would like to tell you the reason why I chose him as the topic. Speaking frankly, I'm not a fan of LeBron James. I chose him is actually because I can hardly recognize most of the people on the list when I browse it online, the time most influential. So when I scroll down the page and see he is actually the most influential people, I was glad and think I don't have to choose Donald Trump as the topic. However, after doing plenty of researches for this presentation, I started to think he is a respectable person. And this is not because his well performance on the court. So let me start my presentation and I will show you more details about him. This is the outline of my presentation. First, I'm going to briefly introduce you LeBron James' career. And next, I'm going to talk about his personal traits, which is what I think is respectable. And at the end of my presentation, I will share my own reflection after I know deeper about him with you. Now let's get started of the first part. LeBron James was entered in NBA at the June of 2003, and he was chosen by Cleveland Cavaliers. He has been playing very well since his rookie season, and he led his team went through the finals several times. But Cavaliers couldn't win none of them. So he finally decided to transfer to another team. It's Miami Heat at 2010. And at this team, with stronger teammates, he was finally able to compete with other teams. And he won 2 champions and he was chosen the MVP in both seasons. However, even with such an honor, he's still the least popular basketball player at that time because he transferred his team for stronger teammates that he can most likely to win the championship, and is considered a betrayal to his homeland Cleveland by his fans. And also, people questioned him because they think LeBron James can only win the games if he got many strong players on his team. But they actually ignore the fact that he's the MVP at the both season which Miami Heat wins the championship. Eventually, he chose to rejoin Cleveland Cavaliers at 2014. At first, Cavaliers become a better team with LeBron James, but they still hadn't won the championship. But I believe some of you know, LeBron James created a miracle in 2016. He defeated his opponent, Golden State Warriors, at the championship and become the champion. Golden State Warriors had won 73 games at that season, and which means they rewrite the record created by Chicago Bulls led by Michael Jordan. However, LeBron James still beat them and become the champion. He let his team fight back very fiercely after they had already lost 3 games in the finals. The entire world was shocked and crazy about Cavaliers' victory because nobody would have ever expected LeBron James could do such an achievement. And instead of defending himself verbally, LeBron James chose to prove himself in action. And after such an achievement, as he said, he has nothing left to prove. And let's move to the next part, his personal traits, which is why I think he's respectable. First, his perseverance on emphasis on his goal, and which is winning the championship. He persists on training every day, and even in the off season right now, also, he refused to any temptation which might hurt his body, like abusing drugs or indulging himself in nightclub. Also, he has never had any negative news except the transference in 2010. And I think his well self-control is why he can have such a successful life and have those achievements. Next, he's also well known as stingy person. And an example is he never paid for any app that charges users. And he always try to guess other people's Wi-Fi password that he don't have to use his own limited data. What's more, he once promised to treat his team a meal to welcome his new teammates, but he escaped when it's time to pay, and he then returned as soon as his teammates pay for him after 30 minutes passed. But I would rather say LeBron James is thrifty because he never cares about his money when it comes to charity. He contributes a lot of money to do charity things. For example, he has been donating several charity groups since 2005. And 2005 means he was still in his rookie season, and which means he earned little salary. And we can easily tell that even he doesn't have much, but he's still willing to give. And second one is he subsidized over 1,000 students in Cleveland to enter in colleges and finish their studies at 2018. It cost him over $40 million, but we all know LeBron James is a billionaire. Maybe we might think $40 million doesn't mean much to him. And this number is actually more than his income of 2 years in Cleveland Cavaliers. And the third one is he established the LeBron James Family Foundation to promote a program called I Promise Program. This program includes many measures, and I'm going to introduce you the latest construction under this program. It's called I Promise School, and this is what the school looks like. And here's the welfare this school provides their students, even care about their parents, and it provides the education and jobs for their parents. This school is built at the Akron in Cleveland, which is LeBron James' homeland. And Akron is a place which has a very poor law and order, which means the people living there is very poor, and there are many crimes caused by drugs and guns. And LeBron James lived in that situation, and he almost dropped out of his school. So after his success, he wanted to give back to the society and help those poor students to get educated, that they might change their living standard after they grow up like him. And actually, in LeBron James' childhood, the reason why he dropped out his school is because he lived too far from his school. And it's too dangerous for a child to walk to school alone in such a dangerous environment. So he also planned to do another plan. It's called I Promise Village. This village provides the students study in I Promise School and their family to live in. And this plan will be done in this year. And here's my reflections after knowing deeper about LeBron James. I think he's really an admirable basketball player, and he's the role model of all the rich celebrities, because he never forgot himself after his success and made a fortune. I think it's all about his perseverance and self-control that makes his success, and it's his kindness that willing to give back to society that makes him so admirable. And this is the end of my presentation. Thank you. Do you have any question?
How did he react when his friend from his homeland attacked him that he abandoned his homeland before he returned to his home?
I think he just ignored them because I don't know what did he do and how did he feel, but he then I think he just ignored the attack.
Since I have known you for almost 1 year, and I think that is one of your best presentation. And I can see you have done a lot of effort, and I believe you will have done a good job.
Thank you.
Very good. So, other questions or comments? Anyone? So, I think you mentioned that you have changed your view on LeBron James. So, but I think he's maybe still one of the most dominant players in the NBA.
Most what?
The most dominant players in the NBA.
Yeah.
So during this recess, because the NBA has been cancelled, has he been doing anything to help those people who suffer from the economic lockdown?
I believe I have heard he donated some money, but I didn't do some researches about this. But he is planning to invite Obama to give the graduating senior high school graduation celebration in May. So we can see it very soon. And I think it's very kind of him because he not only cares about the poor, but he also knows the feeling of the senior high students that they can't get a good end of their study life, and they won't have a good memory as other people. So it is the reason that he wants to do this.
So, any others?
Just wondering, do you know who earns more, the soccer player or basketball player?
I saw a football player called Messi or another football player, I don't know, earns more than him, but that's only salaries. But it doesn't count the other income like selling the shoes or clothes and any other things. So the salaries, I think the best football player earns more than best basketball player, but like other incomes, I can tell.
So, Yuri, what do you think? You know football a lot.
Football is more popular around the world, so I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I think according to Forbes, the top income players are mostly football players.
Oh.
Yeah.
But I've heard that because basketball have many merchandise like shoes, basketball, and clothes,
Yeah.
and other things like wrist or something else. So I've heard that LeBron James actually earned more than some of the best football players, but maybe not all of them. So.
I think it's a good question. We can maybe dig into later. Good. So, thank you very much.
Thank you.